morning, everybody. Hello, I'm Louise. Hi from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Wednesday, hump day. How is everybody? Are you good? Are there any developments going on? There's a little bit of development for me. I'll tell you about that later. So I'm going to be going into twin flames or divine masculine, divine feminine. Those of us that have been doing lots of work on ourselves and we're ready for a healthy relationship with someone else that's been doing the work on themselves too. That's what we're talking about today. I will also be giving mini reads as well. So if you're on here live with me, you can get one of those mini reads. Do that by checking out that pinned comment. The comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. That tells you how to do it. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in that comment for your donations. But you can also use Super Chat, Super Sticker here on YouTube if that's easier for you. Go ahead, do that. Now, after you've done your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment with your question in for your reading. And it can be a very specific question. It can be yes or no answer question. It can be guidance for your love life or just general guidance. Totally up to you. Hey, Maria. Totally up to you. So get those coming in. Get those rolling in while I'm doing the rest of the channeling, and I'll batch them up. I sliced myself. I was doing some cooking, some food prep yesterday, and I sliced myself 3 times. And this one, I've got new knives, you see, and they're real sharp. This particular size, it took a long time to stop bleeding, that one. I was a little bit worried. And this finger, cut it twice. Not good. Not just like little nicks, you know, not deep. I didn't do like a proper sharp knife, deep cut on them, but still, they're stinging. So that's not so good. It was fight night last night, and that was good. That was a lot of fun. I'm feeling a little bit tired, to be honest. I could have slept in. In fact, I couldn't have slept in because I woke up before my alarm. But I would have liked to have been able to sleep in if my body will let me sleep past 6 o'clock in the morning. How's everyone doing? Are you all good? Let's get some cards out. So I do have a development going. Somebody has shown up. Someone that I was very attracted to. I haven't met before, but now I've met him. I haven't met before, but I was well aware that he was on the island. A couple of years ago? Last year? A couple of years ago? He's got a business. He's not always here. He's very attractive. I saw him online. He'd be in people's photos, you see, and I'd be like, ooh. Anyway, I met him in person 2 days ago. I saw him last night as well. I'm interested. Very fit. So, yeah. Yay! It's very rare that I get attracted to somebody. I find someone attractive, so checking him out last night. Okay, what have we got going on? We've got the Fool. New starts. Taking a risk. Jumping into something. Diving into something. Fool energy. It's the start of something, but it requires a risk. Drank too many beers last night too. I've got a little bit of a fuzzy head. Not that I drank a lot. I just drank one too many. And I knew not to, but my friend got me one, and I told her not. I said, no, I've had enough. I don't want to drink anymore because I've got to be up early in the morning. And she got me one anyway, and silly me, I drank it. I should have just gone. I should have just put it on the floor and not drank it, but I did, and it was one too many. I can feel the fuzziness in my head. So if I'm a little bit vague today, it's because beer. King of Pentacles. It's a good start for the cards, yeah. And so is this. King of Pentacles, husband material. One who's in charge of his money. Hey, Julia. One who's in charge of his money. Success, that kind of thing. Very stable. That's why it's husband material, this one. Money, hey? Yeah, very stable. Good. They've got the stuff going on, so that's masculine. King of Pentacles. Perhaps ready for something because they've got that stability in themselves. I don't usually weigh myself after I've been out drinking. I usually skip the next day because I think that my water levels will be like whack and stuff. But it was pretty steady. It's pretty much the same as yesterday, with the differences that I don't expect. So that's surprising. See, marriage, told you, husband material. But it's stable foundations. If someone's stable as can be and wanting like stable foundations, or ready with those stable foundations in themselves and ready for a relationship, you know. Dancing on top of a house there, that couple, because they've built it up themselves. And before we can build something with someone like that, we've got to build ourselves up first, right? Oh, as I was getting ready this morning, I was listening to this lady. Oh, what was the video? I don't know. It's just something that popped up on my homepage on YouTube. I don't know who she is. I've never heard her before. But she was on about masculine and feminine energies and how to encourage your man to be more masculine. Everything that she said, it's like, well, I don't do that anyway. She was on about, like, don't nag them, don't do this, don't. It's not anything that I've ever done in a relationship. It's just talking to, like, controlling women or something. Anyway, I thought that interesting. And because the things that she was saying, it's like, well, she's not really talking about feminine, she's talking about insecurity. And that can be in anyone. Anyway, I digress. Four of Wands, it just feels like readiness to build because someone's built something themselves or built themselves up. They're happy now, stable now. Judgment. Oh, yeah, could be someone that was judging themselves before. Could be, you know, when, like, we shouldn't rely on external things, right, to feel good about ourselves. But it's very hard to feel good about ourselves when we've got no money, we've got no, you know, when we're not sorted, it's very difficult to feel good about ourselves. And so I don't see why we should have to feel good about ourselves with our life in disarray. Do you know what I mean? But we kind of have to feel good about ourselves with our life in disarray enough to then, like, to relax enough to then make moves to get that stability in ourselves, you know, to make things stable. And then once we've got, like, our shit together, once we've got our house, you know, that stability kind of thing, and we're feeling comfortable, then we feel much better about ourselves, right? And so that's what I'm getting from this is, even though we shouldn't judge ourselves for not having like a stable base or whatever, we do. We judge ourselves, and it's kind of rightly so, right? It's not helpful to get us out of that, judging ourselves. Well, I guess it is. We judge ourselves, we're like, this is hell, I want to get out of this. And then we've got to ease up on the judgments of ourselves to even be able to do something about it. Anyway, from this, I'm getting that someone has kind of got themselves to a point where they're not judging themselves anymore. Someone perhaps that was remaining single because they felt ashamed that they hadn't built something up. And now they've built something up, they're not ashamed anymore. And so able to converse with someone, tell someone who they are without that shame aspect. So very much that feeling of, you know, the friends would have been going, isn't it about time you got into a relationship? You've been by yourself for ages. And they're like, no, I'm just building myself up first. I need to be by myself. That kind of thing. Someone that's very stable. But they did judge themselves. Feels like they're ready for a new start. Ooh, Queen of Cups. That's us in our feminine, ready to receive. Ready to receive from them. Tell us more about the feminine. Yeah, people, when you're really down on yourself, it's hard to get into a relationship, right? Because we don't want to open up to someone else. Oh, we've got the Lovers. I'm liking this. Oh no! And the Three of Swords. Heartbreak. Da da da. It was going so well until this one. Holy crap! Why heartbreak? Oh no! Oh no! I need to get some cards out about this heartbreak. Why? I'm just wondering which cards to use. I'm going to use the classic tarot, this mini deck with a battered box. Cute little cards. Why heartbreak? Oh, it's going so well. Why are you giving us heartbreak after all these good cards? Especially with the energy update today saying someone makes you laugh. Ooh. Ooh. Could be for me. The moon, I don't know. I don't know why I'm heartbroken. The moon. Emotionals. The Empress. You know you deserve plenty. Yeah. But why heartbreak? I don't get it. I still don't get it. Ace of Wands. Passion. So lovers, they want to be your lover. 3 of Cups. 5, with someone else. 5 of Cups left out. The train with someone else first. So it's, okay. Your masculine is ready, and so they're dating, is what this is. And so you're kind of opening up to them, and it's like, oh, this could be it. And then it's like, oh, they're with that person. It's that, flirting with someone, it's going really great, and it's like, wow, yeah, we seem to really get on very well, and you ask them out on a date or allude to something like that, and they go, oh, I've got a girlfriend. And you go, it's that. Darn it. Okay. So there might be a bit of a delay. Is that what it's saying? Let's find out. Book of Shadows, Tara. How disappointing. Let's hope it's not forever. That way. Sucks when you meet somebody and you think, oh yeah, they tick all these boxes and this and that, and it's like, yeah, we're vibing from each other, they're paying me attention and all of this, and it's all going good, and then you make that next move, and then it's like, nah, I'm with somebody. The Goddess, the Empress, but you're the shit. You're the prize. You're the Empress. Don't let it knock you down. You're the prize. Now remember, the masculine here is coming from judgment. Might still be aiming too low. Might think that you're out of his league. Might have gone for somebody kind of more comfortable for himself. Because you're the Goddess, okay. Book of Shadows. Hierophant, you're the long term. We're looking long term. Okay, maybe he's working his way up to that. Here we go. Seeing this fella a lot. It keeps on coming out. He is Neptune. And I constantly forget what he's trying to tell us. Lulls us into daydreams and fantasies. There we go. Logic taking a back seat as our soul craves mystery and illusion. Once the mind is quieted and open, we begin to accept and then embrace the possibilities of dreams coming true. And Neptune knows that belief is the first step toward creation. So even though we kind of fantasize about this person and then we get kind of heartbroken because they're not available or whatever it is, Three of Cups suggests that it's not available at the moment. Look long term at it. The daydreams and fantasies that you've got, although when we get stuck on that, it can have us clinging to relationships that aren't going to happen. what this is saying is that it's also the seed of manifestation too, is that we're bringing more of that energy toward us. In the fantasy, our mind relaxes. Logic blurs and synapses make new connections. So we actually do start creation through these fantasies. But then we're not going to cling to the fantasy too much, too hard. Ace of Fire, there it is again. Passion, attraction, excitement. Let me read it. Ace of Fire is the sun. Represents strong personal energy at work. This card is something we wish very much, not to do just well, but excellently. It's a hotly burning desire that can be directed and used to light a project, large or small, and has the potential to create glorious fireworks, or even just delightful sparks. Saw a friend yesterday. Haven't seen for a long time because he's not been here. He's not been on the island. He was here at the start of COVID, was he? Feels that way. He was here at the start of COVID, but then of course didn't come back until now. And he was running past me as I was trying to get myself a swimming cap, but failing. Had to get one online instead. It was nice to see him, and the first thing he said to me is, "Wow, you look so much younger than you used to." Yes, thank you. The Mother of Fire. Ooh, that passion. She's like nurturing that passion. She's like, bring that passion on. The Mother of Fire. She tends that flame. She's like, yeah, more of this, universe. More of this passion stuff. She tends the fire. She nurtures the gift of fire within life and helps it grow. It's passion. It's like, yeah, this feeling. I like this feeling. Let's have more of this feeling. And if fantasy is the way of doing that, then do that. Personal power is at play here. And the Four of Earth. Stones and crystals. Stones and crystals. The very earthy thing. It's like that Four of Wands kind of an energy. That earthy. Stones and crystals. I was right. The Four of Earth is power, resources, and energy that have been collected and stored, put in a safe place until needed. This is a time to store, save, conserve. There'll come a time when all that you've saved will come in handy. Just kind of wait for it, isn't it? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Okay. Hey, yeah, passion can be very good. Gotta have that. I've got to have that in a relationship. I mean, I've got it in my work. And, swimming yesterday. I'm swimming 1 kilometre every couple of days now. And in the pool, it's a dive pool, really. It's got a really deep bit, but it's the longest pool on the island to do my laps. And it's here in this resort because there's so many pools in this resort. It's huge. Biggest dive resort in the world. And anyway, it says it's meant to be just for divers and not for general swimming, but it's for lap swimming. They wouldn't have made it 25 meters if it wasn't for lap swimming. Anyway, I went in and there was these Chinese that are learning how to dive. First of all, they were in there when I first started off, and they were kind of being a little bit disruptive to my lap swimming. I go right at the edge, right down the side kind of thing, so I'm out of the way. But they were a little bit disruptive at the start, but not a major problem. I was timing myself, of course, and the last 10 laps I was going to do faster. I wanted to see if I could get faster than last time, because the first time I did 1K, I did it in 42 minutes. The last time it was in 39 minutes. And so I wanted to do faster than that. So I thought, I'll go a bit faster, push myself in the last 10 laps. So I started doing that. They all got back in the pool after putting their gear together and the dive stuff. and just went right in front of me. And just the last 2 laps, they disrupted me completely. And I had to swim around and disrupt so much that my heart was pounding. I was trying to swim fast, and then my heart was pounding because of all of the dodging that I had to do. And it completely messed up my timings. And I was exhausted. Like, my heart rate went up massively those last 2 laps. Anyway, but my point being, while I was swimming before, in the middle laps, I was just thinking, my life is great. I love swimming. I love riding my bike. I love running. I love Muay Thai. I love all of that stuff, and living on this island and everything. It's just great. Wow, what a life I've created for myself. 9 of Fire. The 9 of Fire is Saturn, isn't it? Is that Saturn? No, it's Pluto. The 9 of Fire heralds the inevitable. Unlike the 7 of Fire, the events of the 9 are not a surprise. More often we see them coming. We know we should prepare, but we resist. The changes Pluto promises are usually difficult ones. We'd rather forgo. Well, that's not possible. There is at least the promises of riches at the end of the journey. I had a great massage yesterday. I've got a new massage girl. She did me last week, and I said, I'll ask for you next time. So I went to her, because this place that I go to, there's a lot that work there, and a lot of them are really good. And anyway, I asked for her. She sat outside, in fact, so I said, oh, can you massage me? She said, yes. She's really good. She's really sorting a neck tightness and shoulder tightness that I've got on this side out. It hurts, and I'm a little bit stiff after it, but tomorrow I'll feel really good. And that's another thing too. It's like I can just go and be there on the beach. It's like a hut on the beach, and have my massages there. So as I'm being massaged, I'm watching people on the beach. It's just beautiful. Wow, my life is awesome. So, 9 of Fire heralds the inevitable, huh? Something is inevitable. What is it? What's inevitable then? Tell us what's inevitable that we should prepare for. Ooh, the 2 of Cups. They're going to ask you out. There's going to be a love offer. It's a love match. It's inevitable. Okay. So you just have to bide your time and wait for them to become free. Let's read the 2 of Cups just for shits and giggles. Just to immerse ourselves in this beautiful energy that is the 2 of love. It seems that so many of the various pantheons have complicated stories and relationships, but none more so than the Greek and Roman divinities. Thank you, Lara. And as we know, love and romantic relationships are extremely complex. So it's fitting that Aphrodite and Eros, or Venus and Cupid, if you prefer the Roman names, adorn this card representing love. Interestingly, Aphrodite is also associated with wars and illicit affairs, both of which seem to occur when love goes wrong. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Laura. Aphrodite is not a simpering goddess who fawns over any male she wishes to attract. Instead, she's completely herself. She values and cares for herself. Her strength and confidence are compelling and attractive. The 2 of Water promises a romantic, loving relationship. The 2 people involved will be quite enthralled with each other. Being so wrapped up in their own little world, they may neglect other things for a while. Yeah, bring it on. Let's do that. Let's neglect our lives for a while. We've got to, right? Immerse ourselves in that feeling, falling in love. Yeah, let's do it. It's inevitable that you'll fall for each other, is what it's going to say, and it's going to end up in a relationship. Well, that's good. I like the sound of that. High self-guidance for you, Lara. Anyone else want a mini read? Get your donations in now, and let's do it. Didn't want to wash my hair this morning because I washed it last night before I went out, but it was so hot. It's so hot at the moment. You won't believe it. It's nice and cool in here. 24, nice 24 degrees, says the fan there. But open the door and it's like you know when you go on holiday and you get off the plane and it hits you. It's like that. Even if I just open the door a crack to let chicken and cat out, it's like someone's opening the oven. Ooh, it's hot. It's not rained in a very long time. It needs to rain. Keeps on saying it's going to storm. It's like that, you know, when it gets hot, and it's been hot for a long time. We need a storm. Everyone was saying it last night. We need a good storm, clear it. Anyway, Laura, higher self-guidance for you. I hope this story is about me and this new guy. So attractive. He's got very good English too. Like, very good English, so I could actually have a relationship with him. And talk to him, you know. Proper relationship of the talking nature. Lara, accept and re-choose transformation. What do you want to change? What do you want to change, Lara, about yourself? If we want to change something about ourselves, we can't do it from a place of being down on that thing, right? We've got to do it from a place of accepting, and then accepting that we are at where we're at. And then it's like, okay, so where do we go from here? If we push against something inside of us, so say weight. Say if you wanted to lose weight, but you're beating yourself up about it all the time. You know, like I'm so fat. Is the stuff that you've got going on in your head? Very difficult to do anything about it from that mindset, because you're feeling low. And so what you're going to do? You're going to eat loads of stuff, right? You make yourself feel better. So. But if you could get to the point where it's like, okay, this is what I've done. I've eaten all of this stuff, and this is where I'm at right now, and this is my weight. And, you know, instead of like avoiding the scales, getting on the scales, and this is where I'm starting, and let's do something about it. You know, it's just that acceptance. It's accept and re-choose, and that's where you get the transformation. So there's something, and I'm getting it is about you, that you want to transform, but you can't do it from where you're at right now, because where you're at right now is kind of beating yourself up about it. And so accept it. Accept where you're at right now. It's like with money as well, you know. I was listening to all of these like law of attraction people, you know, which almost say like fake it till you make it. Well, you can't do that. You can't transform your financial situation if you're just faking it. If you're pretending it's not happening. If you're pretending that you don't have any money, it's not true that you don't have any money. If you're pretending that, you've got to get to this point where you're like, I got no money. I got to do something about this, you know, just like facing up to it. So there's something to face up to. Thank you, Mandy. And accept. And then you'll be able to transform. Innocent abundance. Yeah, it could be about money. Or abundance. It doesn't have to be about money, though. It could be about a lot of something. Anything, really. But this is the important card. Innocent. You're innocent. It's okay. Life's difficult. It is. And it's okay. And you don't have to beat yourself up for having gone wrong or any of that stuff. You're innocent. So acceptance of where you're at right now and knowing that you're innocent. You are. You're innocent. We're all innocent. But that doesn't mean don't do anything about it, you know. Does that make sense? I hope you know what I'm talking about, Lara. Mandy. Channel guidance. She back. I'm wearing a white t-shirt. Aren't I daring? I had my breakfast in it too. Didn't throw it down myself. Put my makeup on. The makeup that stains clothes and it doesn't come out, and I didn't get it down myself. I'm wearing it because I wore my white shorts last night and I want to wash them, and they will not be in the wash with anything that's got with anything else that isn't white. So I'm wearing this, and then it's going to go in the wash with my white shorts. I have the last t-shirt that I had, white t-shirt that I had, I got rid of it. I just gave it to the staff here because I turned it a different colour in the wash. I'm almost 52 years old, And I'm still struggling with shit like that. Whites, don't put them in the wash with other stuff, Claire. Anyway, it makes sense. Good, Lara. Excuse me. Mandy. Ooh, find a new approach, fulfillment. Okay, completely different approach is required here. For what's going to make you happy. It's about choosing something. You're choosing something, like choosing a career. Like if we're choosing a job, like a new job or something, what would you like to do next? This is just an example. I'm not sure if you're choosing a job, but one approach could be to look for something similar that you've done or something that you're kind of trained in or whatever, and just look amongst that. But a different approach would be to stop and ask yourself, what do I really like doing, and what kind of people do I really like to be about, and what's my personality type, and what do I find fulfilling? The places, the things and stuff like that. And then armed with that information, look for something that's got that combo of stuff. That is a completely different approach, right? Not a lot of people do that, but if they did that, they'd find themselves in something much better for them, and much more rewarding too. It's like you might choose a job for the money or whatever, like I need to make more money, I need to like be up that rung of the ladder kind of thing. But it might not be what fulfills you, right? When I was working corporate in IT, there was like two paths that you could go. First of all, when I was working in IT, there was only one path for promotion, and it was to management, right? And that should change that, which is a good thing. But IT people, if you're like coding and all of that kind of stuff, which I was doing, why would you want to stop that and then be a manager? It's a completely different job, right? And I get, yes, the managers in the IT department, they do need to know about the IT to be able to manage the people doing it. I get that. But why should the only people that don't really like the coding and want to be a manager be the only ones that can progress, right? Doesn't make much sense. And they realized it didn't make much sense. So then they had this other path to progression, but within the technique, it's like a technical path rather than a management path. And that was the one that I was on, getting to consultant and stuff like that. Because otherwise you just end up like being in the same role, but taking on more and more and more and more responsibility, making more and more of the decisions. But it's like, I'm being paid the same and in the same grade as the next person that's kind of working for me. Anyway, why am I talking about that? My point being, management might not fulfill you, but if you're going for more money, then you might end up in something that doesn't fulfill you. But if you ask yourself what fulfills you, especially like who do you like to be around, who do you like to work with, the kind of things that you like to do, and if you get like a good picture about that, the thing that you end up in might not pay that much, but it will, because if you are really fulfilled in it, then you're gonna put a lot of your energy into it and it's gonna work really well. So find a new approach by asking yourself what really fulfills you. Be vulnerable and gentle okayness, but it's going to make you vulnerable. So it very much could be about work. Is it about work, Mandy? Very much could be about that, because it might be a downshift. It might be being seen as a downshift when it's not. It's an energetic upshift, which will pay off in the end. Are you looking for a new job? Should you be, Mandy? That's what I got for you. Thanks for your donations, girls and boys. Okay. Next. Just in the process of doing that this morning, you have a meeting with your manager. There you go. That's why I had to tell you all that stuff. These are the questions on your review form. There you go. Yeah. work, huh? Interesting. What next? What have we got here? Anyway, so it's inevitable that you're going to get together with this person. I think this is marrying. I hope it is, anyway. Damn, yeah. He organises things, and I kept on wanting to go on them. I was like, it's so hot. You've got this business. It's cool. I didn't. Why didn't I go? Perhaps the timing just wasn't right. I don't know. Anyway, we know each other now. I don't know his name. I know his business name. It's pretty cool. Tell us more. You're welcome, Mandy. Ace of Pentacles. Say if seed is planted, grow into something big in the long term. Five of Swords. Competition. Winner. Competition. How you take competition. This card, it's about your feelings. If you've seen that meme with there's a little girl who's got a third place cup, on a podium, third place, and she's so excited about it. And the one that's got the first prize is kind of looking down at her, confused. So they're both taking it very differently. The one that won, better, isn't happier. It's that. I mean, it's the other way around here. She's happy because she's got first prize kind of thing. But there's competition and there's how you feel about it in this. Ace of Swords, too. Two aces. Woo! Let's read the Ace of Swords from this deck. I might even read the Ace of Pentacles if I come across it as well. Yes, I will. It's right here. The gifts of the earth are laid before. When we choose to work with them in harmony, they assist us in our endeavours. Any option pursued seems to carry unlimited potential. And the Ace of Swords. This sword, lightsaber, whatever it is, can on a spiritual level cut through superfluous or unnecessary energy. Once everything that is not needed or is not the truth for that situation is eliminated, then the truth of the matter can be seen, a new approach or solution to a problem. Okay, so somebody's got an aha to have. Something about this competition here. Someone's got an aha to have, and it might be exactly what I was saying before. If they were judging themselves before on not having enough or whatever, they were judging themselves on. It could just be that they've reached too low, not realized how stable they are and all of that kind of thing now, and that they deserve more. So it might just be a realization. It might be that they're with someone else and they're looking at you and going, oh. Anyway, it feels like there's going to be the start of a relationship before the start of a relationship, but it's inevitable that you're going to get together. It's one of those, there's tension there. It's that. Justice. She's rubbing her feet. Man, I hurt my foot training because, I don't know. I do know, but I don't know why my brain did this. One of my trainers was trying to get me to kick with my right leg before I put my foot down on the floor to keep the balance and then push kick. So kick, push kick in like one movement. It's difficult. You got to be really strong to do it, and it's difficult. So I was doing it on the right leg until I'd kind of mastered it. Well, until I could do it more times than not do it. And then left leg, my brain just couldn't get around it with my left leg. I ended up not kicking properly the first kick, and instead of having my foot flat, pointing my toes, moving it up, which really hurts when you kick the pads like that. It was like my brain had gone on to the second move before the first move. And I hurt myself, and I kept on doing it wrong too. My brain just would not. would not let me do those two movements. I'd probably never be able to do it now because I've done it in my mind. You know, I've got to practice things in my mind. And then once my brain has got it that I can do those two kicks, I'll be able to do it without hurting myself. Anyway, without training. Justice. She's rubbing her feet. No, that's why I was talking about that. See, I'm a bit fluffy today. My mind's a bit fluffy. Beer. One too many. Justice. Contrary to what some may think, justice does not imply judgment, but simply cause and effect. Everything that happens for a reason. That reason is usually a past action on our part. Only we can determine if the price paid was a bargain or a bad deal. Consequences. Consequences. 6 of chalices. The past. Consequences of past choices made. So there's just something going on. Your person's going to be processing stuff and learning stuff when you first kind of meet or whatever. And then what? Yeah, that's quite a leap. The 10 of chalices. 10 of cups. Talking marriage. 10 of cups is a completion. 10s are cards of completion as well as heralding a new cycle. An emotional attachment has begun and blossomed into a deeper commitment. This couple is celebrating the beginning of a new phase in the relationship based on the fullness of their hearts. It's one of those relationships where it develops when you're not together, and then it's inevitable that you'll get together. There's tension, you know. The relationship starts and it develops before you're together. Which one of them? And then you realize you're right for each other. 3 of chalices, but there is someone else involved at first. And then what? After the 3 of chalices? The knave of chalices. So you realize. And then share feelings. Knave of chalices. The communication of the feelings. So it's going to be one of those undercurrent of feelings, and then eventually admit to them. How interesting. So, well, let's find out what's going on with the masculine then. Tell us more about it. I want to get some. I made the shelves for my kitchen. Have you all seen my kitchen photos? And it's finished now. Completely finished now. But the shelves that I made, they got like a metal frame on them, and it came with pads to stick to the bottom so that it's not metal on your surface and stuff. And those pads, I wish there was more in there, because I want them kind of things to stick them in the middle of this to keep these cards from smashing into each other like they do. I wonder how I can find sticky things like that. Just little, they don't have to be big. Stick in the middle of this container. Any ideas? Or what I could use that would be similar. What's going on for the masculine then? It's not that. It's these. Awakening inspired action. There's only what life is asking of me. So they're getting into inspired action. And unhooking the past. There's nothing to regret when I learn from my past. Okay. There's definitely stuff in their past. This person that they're still dealing with. And unhooking themselves from that and learning from it. Perhaps it feels like perhaps the self-esteem isn't where it needs to be, but perhaps it's going to get there once they're around you for a while, when they realize. It's not those. It's those. Where did that go? Oh. Yeah, and I didn't want to wash my hair this morning, but I couldn't do anything about it because it was still wet from the night before. Still wet from the sweat. I washed my hair last night, put it up in a ponytail because it was way too hot to go with my hair out with my hair down. I wish they wouldn't smash into each other like that. Thinking if I put it in a ponytail and then sleep on it, it's still going to be good for today. It wasn't. It was still wet from the sweat. Crazy. All night in air conditioning, still wet from the sweaty head last night. Grounding my energy. It's safe to be in my body. Getting grounded. All of this. King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Getting stable and grounded. Perhaps after something in the past rocked the world. Expressing free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. Inspired action, free will, doing what they want to do now, recognizing that they're stable, that they are stable, and I'm feeling better about themselves as a result of that. Letting go of the things, the choices that they made in the past, and the consequences of all of that. They've got to do that first, and you're going to meet them when they're in the process of doing that, is what this is saying. What else? The masculine, the masculine, the masculine. Ooh. So, the desert. Not much has been going on for them. And it feels like that's changing now, like there's a lot going on for them. Could have been restricted in some kind of a way. You know, like you hear artists when they sign up for the wrong contract and then they don't have rights to their own self as a brand anymore or something like that. It feels like something like that. It's quite specific, but like unable to do very much because of constrictions that they've got. But the Starborn, it's like a rebirth of being born again, like they're coming out of the shell now. And there's a lot happening, going for what it is that they want. Yeah, the hunter, including relationships, you know, they're going for what it is that they want now. It feels like someone who has been under restrictions, and when you're under restriction and you can't do anything, what you can do is think about what you want. And so that when the restrictions are lifted, once you've got the freedom again, then you're going to know exactly, and you're going to have you're going to be inspired about what you want to do. And so there's a lot more action kind of thing. So shapeshifter, a lot of change in them. Interesting, going through a lot of change. I feel like I'm tapping into a new energy here today, and perhaps it's just because of the personal stuff that I've got going on, but it feels good. That's what I've got for you all. It might rain today. The sun hasn't come out. That's what I've got. Wow. Let's see how this unfolds. It might unfold slowly. And let's see if it comes up in the pick a card read that I make today. In fact, I'm going to make 2 today because I'm not here on Friday. I'm not here on Friday because it's Songkran tomorrow. Party, water fights. Yay. Oh yeah, definitely not here on Friday. So I will be here on Monday. So I wish everyone a great weekend. I'm making 2 pick a card reads so that I've got one to put out on Friday, because that's what I do. It's my work today. So let's see if this energy comes back up, especially if you're resonating with it in that pick a card read. Join our Facebook group if you're not already in there. There's the link to it. And thanks for your donations, everybody. And what else? It says stand up. It wants me to stand up. Yeah, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you guys next week. Yeah, you too, Mandy. Have a great weekend, everyone, too, once it comes around to that. Bye.